Car meditation. I know it's somebody out there who is aspiring to do something that can change their life, that they feel makes them happy. And when I say happy, I mean to the point where they feel like they're not working. Some days you're gonna get up and feel like, hey, I gotta go to work, gotta do my thing. But most days, you'll do it, even if it's not paying well just yet. You'll do it. If it's bad weather conditions, you'll do it. If you're not feeling well, I know there's somebody out there that's going through that and that's on their way. I just know it. I feel it. And for those who don't know, and in the fitness industry, wellness industry, health industry for approaching 30 years now. And I'm gonna tell you a short story that almost made me quit. When I was in school for personal training back in 2005, when I got my first certification, our teacher had set it up to where we can go do interviews just to get our feet wet and learn how to interview in the fitness industry. Now, for those who don't know, I was also in law school at the same time, and I was also working for a firm that I have been working at for 12 years. And so when it came down to going to school for personal training, I had to go buy gym clothes. I mean, I had a pair of shorts and one pair of sweats. And even when it came down to me working in a gym eventually, I had to go buy gym clothes. Because when you go to when you go in martial arts and you go to the dojo, you're wearing a gi. So I never really needed sweats and stuff like that. And so I only knew how to dress. I'm saying that to say I only knew how to dress for professional interviews. So when I went to this interview, my whole class, we all went. We had a resume saying, what we did, what we were at school for. Mind you, we hadn't got certified yet. This is just to get us prepped, kind of warmed up for interviewing at a gym. So a lot of my classmates, they were professional people. Some of them had owned businesses, so some of them were older, so they really didn't know either how to it was do I wear polo shirts and jeans? Do I wear what? I don't really know what to wear. So me, I just wore what I would have worn to work, that day, which was shirt and tie, some slacks, and I had some nubuck loafers on. So I go and my buddy, he does an interview. One of my classmates who became a good friend of mine, he does an interview, and one of my other classmates who I used to work out with, he did the interview. And so then the guy, he turns to me. All three of us are at a big table. So he turns to me, and then he looks down at my shoes and said, "Oh, I would never hire anybody to work in the gym that wears shoes like those." Now, mind you, I'll tell you what one of my classmates said when this guy sat down to interview us. It's this guy's interviewing us? He's the manager? He's the general manager? And the reason my classmate said that was because this guy had a gut out to here. If you saw him in regular clothes, you would not thought this guy worked out any, and still, we new to this world, we not judging. So we okay, this guy's general manager. And when he said that, at that time, I'm younger, mind you, I was what? I don't understand. So we all walked out the interview feeling insulted, and at the same time feeling a little discouraged. What? So what does that mean? And it's and if we're supposed to wear something else, why didn't somebody inform us? It's we didn't know. All of us, it was a class of 9 of us. We didn't know. The ladies had on skirts and blouses, and the guys had on, either khaki pants, or, and a button-up shirt, and we didn't know. And all of us kind of went back to the school, and the next day when we had to tell the teacher how this all went, we all were just we were disgusted. First of all, this guy didn't look fit at all, and then two is he kind of insulted you know, and my class literally said he like insulted, you know, Markane. And, you know, so we wouldn't want to work that anyway for that guy. And at that time I was like, wow, you know, I'm like, I wouldn't wear that to work out. But what's crazy is you fast forward all these years later, y'all seen my workout videos. I wear whatever the hell I want to wear. And I'm going to post a video connected to this video where you'll see I got the same Nubuck loafers on, just a different name brand that I wore back then. And look at me now. And if you want to know what happened to that guy, he's no longer in the fitness industry, and he's highly overweight. Highly overweight. For my own purpose, I wasn't even trying to find this guy. My classmate hit me up and was like, man, I went back to such and such, and I'm in there working out, and he said, this guy was in there, and he said he was talking to everybody up front at the front desk when I came in, and he said, I looked at him like, oh shit, that's the guy who interviewed me back in the day. And mind you, my classmate, he went on to being a coach, a soccer coach. My other classmate, he went on to, you know, just staying fit, training his friends or whatever. But this guy, he said, man, he's like, his words was, he's like a whale, man. He's like huge, dude. Like, you gotta see him. And I was like, okay. So he took a picture and sent it to me. And I was like, oh man. And it's crazy. But that almost discouraged me. Not make me stop what I was doing, going after my goal of getting my certification. But it did something to me on the inside, because I was like, man, you know, like, what does that mean? You know, like, does that mean I'm not gonna be able to work in this field? You know, because and instead of saying that to me or saying things to us that made us feel discouraged, why didn't he put us on? Knowing that this is something that our teachers set up for us to learn how to approach this industry and get into this industry. Why didn't he just say, hey man, you know, I dig y'all resumes and everything. I appreciate, you know, you guys coming in. And just for further notice, when you go to, you know, a gym interview, you know, be prepared, you know, with gym shoes or something like that, because you may have to demonstrate exercises. You may have to go over this. You may have to demonstrate, you know, the planes that you learned in school or class or whatever. You may have to, you know, demo that you know certain exercises to do that can be potentially beneficial to the client. You know, why couldn't he just say that? Got to be careful out here. Don't let anyone discourage you from what you want and what your goals are in life. Keep pursuing, and no matter what, sometimes you just got to dig deep and pull yourself up and carry yourself, because there's no one gonna come to save you. No one's gonna come to help you. And at the end of the day, you'll find mostly as you're growing and evolving and elevating things in life, people don't care. You're gonna have people that love you and support you, you know, but at the end all be all, people don't care. You know, that guy ate whatever he ate for lunch, did the rest of his day. He didn't think no more about any of us 9 that came in that interview with him. He probably made fun of me and my other classmates after we all left with the other staff and everything. But either way, keep going, keep striving for perfection, fight for your life. Peace.